I'm Elizabeth Cameron, Chair of GMCA Race Equality Panel, and I've been asked by Leslie Dixon to give you a report back on a visit that she made to our panel yesterday with Damien Dallymore. The main thing is we wanted to hear what the youth panel had been doing and what the actual programme of work was. Damien gave us a very, really in-depth presentation that it widened our awareness on the issue, let's put it that way. But it didn't do anything to change some very strong views that were already there or to dampen down the real passion and concern that other people feel about this issue. So before I talk about what those concerns and issues were, I do want to acknowledge that it's fantastic that Andy Burnham, our mayor, has been to see you, and, well, actually, the Deputy Mayor, Baroness Hughes, has been to your actual panel, and Andy Burnham stayed a listening ear. So absolutely superb. But we are concerned that it's got this far. It's taken sort of Kids in Colour, the work that they have done, that tremendous piece of research, which really brings into question some facts and figures that we really would say perhaps aren't accurate, and NEU, who've also backed that work and done similar work. So we have to say that we're building on all of the knowledge that's out there. We would have concerns of a wider nature at the Race Equality Panel. So we're looking at mental health, we're looking at the whole growth curve, if you like, for young people, and where does policing fit into schools if it's got the potential to criminalise some people. And what it is that we want to deter from is that when certain behaviours occur in schools, that when there is a police person present, they would appear to be a crime. Those issues, if dealt with by a school, might be dealt with in an entirely different way amongst its full programme of work. And it could end up being a really valuable piece of work that dramatically changes a group of people or one individual or the school as a whole. And we feel that the idea of policing schools doesn't really achieve that. And though we heard from some good models and some less good models of experience, we were definitely swaying on the ledge of we're very concerned and we want this to be treated with great caution. And that's because as far as we're concerned, there is a disproportionate treatment of black and brown males particularly, and actually females, but definitely young males when has been policing in schools. And we can prove all this, obviously. And so we're saying, what does the equality impact assessment say that was done on this initiative, on this policy being brought into play? It's a public sector policy and as such should have one of those. We're also saying, what's the all-round programme of work in this? Will this be considered as well as the other initiatives that schools could be looking at that same time? Youth workers in schools, after-school activities, speakers coming in to talk about specific project work with the young people themselves. We're also saying, what about the consultation? So many of us have never even heard about this consultation, and yet it was widely consulted on. And that's not to say it wasn't widely consulted on. Damien told us there's over 300 people and 300 other people, including people who were just asked how they felt on the bus. And that's tremendous, of course. But for us as activists and campaigners, many of us there last night we hadn't heard about it and we weren't consulted. So that is a concern. And so we are concerned, obviously, the wider issues of racism in this. And we are hopeful that schools, when they consider this, that there'll still be a process of consultation built into that decision making, and that schools will be saying, can parents still be involved in this? Can young people still be involved in this decision making? So my 5 minutes is almost up. I'm trying not to get a close up because it's time for hair did, but I'm just going to finish there. If you want to hear more from me, I'll come back anytime, but that's me. I'm out.